In today's video, I will show you how we can use Fluent UI choice group, which is known as the radio button, and then also we will see how we can use the checkbox, same Fluent UI checkbox in our SPFx client side web part. So we are going to create something like this. So if you look at the first one, there are radio buttons or the choice group where there are multiple values and you can select only one. For example, here you can select credit card or debit card or PayPal, all other options. And then when we talk about the checkbox, then we have the option where you can select multiple values. For example, here you can select any values from this. And then when user will click on the submit button, then it will the data will be submitted. So we will see all this operation and we will use PNP for saving this in data over here. Now if I'll open a SharePoint site here, let me just open it. So this is the Fluent UI. If you'll go to the home page of this Fluent UI page, then you can see here there are basic input controls and you have your checkbox and choice group. So if I'll click on checkbox, you can see here where you can select multiple, and then it will show code. Then you have the code, you will be able to know how we can use it. Now in this particular case, if you look at this, we have some hard-coded values here, so the checkboxes. But what we will do in our example is we will read from the SharePoint choice column values. Now this is the checkbox, I'll show you that. And the other one is the choice group. So if you'll click on choice group, you can see here this is nothing but the radio buttons. And in this radio button, you can select only one. So you can see here I select only one. You can deselect someone where user cannot select that even. And then if you click on show code, you can see here you have the options here. And we are binding this. So this is something you can directly copy this code and you can work as well. But in the example, what we will do here is, let me just show you a list here. So you can see here, this is the list and the single value checkbox. This is the column name. You can give anything just to distinguish or with to familiar with our example. I just give this column names. And then if I'll go to the column settings edit, then you can see here you have this choice options. This is a choice column type. And you have the choice option: credit card, debit card, PayPal, Amazon Pay, and Google Pay. Even if you will add one more choice, then it will appear because it is dynamic and we are reading these choices. And the other one is same way. This is also a multi-select column, choice column, and where there are multiple values, like a user can select products like laptop, desktop, headphone, RAM, like this. So these options we are binding and it will be appearing here. So this is the form, and the first one is coming from the first column, the second one is coming from the second column. So in case if you, let's say tomorrow you will go and you change or you add some options to those choice columns, then it will reflect here automatically. So it is dynamic. Now I have a demo example. So before starting it, so what I'll do is I will just run the golf surf so that we will open it locally, and then I will show you exactly how this functionality works, and then we will start from the beginning. Now you can see here it is opening in the local workbench. So if you select this, then you will be able to see the web part. You can see Fluent UI choice demo, and locally we cannot test it. So what we'll do is I will open the SharePoint workbench. So I will select here. You can see I will just go here. You can see this is the local workbench, SharePoint workbench, and here we will add this web part. So I'll select it and then I will say Fluent. And here is the Fluent UI choice demo. Let me just confirm it, choice demo. Yeah, correct. So this one, and now you can see here it will load it. So once you load this, the values will, the choices will be loading here, you can see. And let's say I will select credit card, I will select RAM, external drive, something like that. I'll select on submit, and you can see here it is showing a message submitted successfully. And if I'll go to the list now, you can see here one item added, and this is a GUID that I'm adding to the title column, but because this is a mandatory column. Now we will go and create it from the beginning. So I will stop this here. You can see here I will close this completely, this command prompt, and what I'll do here is I'll open the Node.js command prompt. So I will search for Node.js command prompt here. Let me close this one. Yeah, I'll search for Node.js command prompt. You can see I'll just run as administrator. Just click on yes, and now our command prompt is ready here. So what I'll do is I will go to a folder. So I will, you can select any folder. So I have already a folder as SPFx where I keep all the solutions, and here we will create a subfolder, and within that our solution will be there. So you can create any folder, subfolder, wherever you want your solution to be. And so what I'll do is MD, and then I'll give a name. So I will say SPFx Fluent demo, and let me just give a Fluent demo, and then I'll give checkbox, and here we will navigate to that directory SPFx Fluent demo checkbox. And now we are in the same directory. So I'll run the command here, Microsoft/SharePoint. And by the way, we are going to select a React application. We are going to create a React application. So these are the controls that we are using is Fluent UI React control. So you can see here it is asking for the solution name, and then we require for SharePoint Online latest. Use the current folder. No, these are the options which we are always using these options. We are going to create a class, create a web part, and then the web part name I'll give, let's say checkbox demo, and then this is going to be taking the default description, and then here select React. So because we are going to create a React framework, so select it, and once you select it, it will take some time, and then it will create the solution, and then I'll come back, and then we will see what are the other things that we need to install. So now you can see our solution got created. So next what we'll do is we require to use the React controls. So we need to install that. So I'll just search for npm install, and then @fluent UI/React. And this is the one thing, because we are going to use the React controls. And another thing that we will do is, because we are going to use PNP code, so we'll have to install that as well. So next thing we will install it PNP. So npm I, then @pnp/sp. So we are now good to go, so that we will open the solution using Visual Studio Code once this will be done. So you can see here all these things installed now. So what I'll do is I'll open the solution using Visual Studio Code. So code dot space dot, and then it will open in Visual Studio Code. Now when I will share you the project or the solution, you will just you need to install npm I, and then all this everything will be installed. You can then run gulp serve, and then you can see it here. So now we don't have anything, we have not modified any code, anything. We have just a blank or a default web part. So here what we will do here is, so couple of files are important. One, if you'll go to the source, and then here components file, you can see here under this folder, and we have our .ts file. So in this case, first thing that we will do here is we need to retrieve the site URL where you are going to deploy. So I will go here, this is my existing solution. So I will go to the props file, you can see here, and we will use a web URL which is of type string here. So same, you will go here and you will just add it. Now next thing what we'll do is, once you add it, then go to the webpath.ts file, and then here we need to get this web URL. You can see here that we will add it. So I'll just copy here, I will go and go to the .ts file. You can see I will add it here. Now when I'll add it, let's see what is happening here. So now we will be able to get this web URL. Why we require that? Because we require to use our PNP code to save this data. So while saving that, we need the web URL. And next, whatever we are going to do, in this checkbox demo.tsx file, or this is the component file. and here we are going to write our code. But let me first explain you exactly what we are going to modify over here. So if I'll open the tsx file, remember I'm showing you here two files, one solution where I have already created everything is there, because it make no sense to type everything and show it to you. I'll provide you the solution, and then you can also do the same way, so that you will be able to know what are the things that are required to do this demo. So if you look at this, what we are doing here is GUID we required because we want to save the title, just a GUID, and then we require this web, then PNP things, and these are the controls. You can see checkbox, we require a button, and then we have the choice group. So everything is required there. So I'll simply copy here, and then I will go and I will put it here. This is the thing that we are doing. Next thing, if you look at here, next thing what we are doing here is this array, because I will show you where exactly we are using this, but this is the interface where we have the properties. You can see single value choice group, multi-value checkbox, and then single value options, multi-value options. Now if you will look at this this one here, so what we are doing by default, when you will add this web part, this value should be populated. That means all these choices will be bind over here to this choice group, as well as to for this checkbox. So and then button submit. So we have couple of things. So in the page load, or you can, if you are a classic developer, imagine while page loading we need to add this, or we need to populate these values. So what I'll do here is there is a did mount method. So if you'll see here in this component did mount, you can see we are getting the single value get choice box choices, and here this is the column name and just a if condition, so that we can check it here. And the second one, you can see get choice box choices, same method we are calling, and this time multi-value checkbox. So the column name, and then there is just a if condition, because based on this if condition we can get which column value or which column choices we need to pick. Now in this case, if you look at here, so you have the web, we got this, and then we have an array. So in that array we are passing all these items, so key and value pair you can think of. And then here this is get by title, this is our list name, fields get by internal name or title, and then this is the field name. So field name in this case, when the first one will get called single value checkbox, second one multi-value checkbox, and then select choices get then field. So whatever the choices we have, we are getting all these things, and we are doing a for loop, and then we are adding to this this array here. So same thing and then finally we are returning this array. And when we are returning this array, you can see here, then we are doing the set state, so that the state will change. Same thing we are doing for this multi-value, where we are getting these things, and this case same choices, and here we are adding into this multi-choice. Simply this is also an array, and we are adding these things. So once you have this, then this will be the data will bind, and then what we'll do is one submit. So and also let me show you this on the render method. You can see here, this is the render method, and we have this any heading you can give, then single select choice group, and then this is the choice group. Here we are, the options are from this dot state single value option, and here the options you can see here, this dot state multi-value options, and dot map item, this is kind of a for loop, and on that we are going to add our checkbox. You can see here, so the item dot label is what is the choice checkbox will be now. And then finally here is the button, on click, then there is a save method. Save method is simple. You can see here, there is just a we are getting this this one, and then list, and then items dot add, here title, the first column value, second value, and then here you can see single choice, and then here multi choice, the results, which is nothing but an array. This results you can see here, we declare over here, because we are binding that this is the result, sorry, and then it will add it. So this is what is the value which will give you all the options, and then finally it will show a submitted successful message. And on the changes, let's say I will select any items from this thing. So we have on change event here. So whatever the single things are there, it will you can see here we are doing the set state. And then the other one you can see here, we have, this is the array where we are declaring at the top. You can see this is the array we declare, and then whatever the choices that user has added, so we are pushing everything over there. and then finally again this set state, and then this is the multi value checkbox. We are passing this array to that. So this is how we are doing. So now what I'll do is I will just copy here. You can see I just copied. I'll go to our solution, and here I'll put this, and then next you can see here there is this one we are using one constructor. Here you can see. Now look at this. So I will simply copy this. Then we have component mount method, and till here we can copy. You can see. In fact, you can copy everything, and then we can change whatever is there. So till rendered, I will copy everything. So you can see here I will put it. Sorry, go to the tsx file, and I'll go to my solution. Here you can see I will add everything here. So once we add it, then we have this render method here. A couple of things that we need to change here, I will show you. Before that, now I will just copy the render part here. So you can see here the render. I will till this much I will take this. So I'll go to our solution now, and here I'll go to the render method. So I will just replace everything here. So we have added these things. So now next thing is, if you look at this line here, so in this case I will just copy this one, and here we will add like this. So we will pass this one so that we can access the properties, and here it is. So we have done like this. So now we will again, if you have anything that because since we have already copied this code, so anything will be there which we have not based on the class name or something we have to change, we have to do that. Now if I will show you a couple of things here, for example, in this case I have copied this one. So but if I look at this module.css file, we have checkbox demo. So I'll copy this and I'll put this one here. And also the other thing that we can do here is, if I will show you, let me go back here. So if you want to change anything on the button or something, you can just use any additional classes, you can do that. But now we have everything set here. So next what I'll do is I will run this gulp surf. So we will be able to see if any error is there. It will show you, and then we will also add this to a part, and then we will see whether everything is working fine or not. You can see here now it is opening the local workbench, but let me see if any error is there. No error as of now. So we should be able to see our web part here. So let it load it properly. So you can see now, so select it, and you can see checkbox demo is our web part. So I will now go to the SharePoint workbench. So this is our SharePoint workbench here. So I'll delete this web part because this is a different web part, and you can see here now we don't have that web part. So I'll select it here, and then the web part name is choice something. So checkbox demo, this is our web part name. You can see we have added it. So now it is coming fine. I'll select PayPal. I will select laptop, RAM, something like this, speaker, and then click on submit. You can see here that I have submitted successfully. If you look at the list, now we should be able to see another item on this. Let me just refresh it. Now here it is. So the PayPal, and then whatever the items we have selected. Now this is how we can work with this choice or the radio button and then checkbox. This is one of the most used controls that you will use in the SPFx client-side web part. So I hope you will learn something. I'll put this solution and you can just download it, and then you can run npmi. And if you want to create the package something, then I have already explained everything, how you can create the package, and then you can just drag the .sppkg file which you can put into your app catalog site, and then this web part you will add in any of the SharePoint site in your Office 365 tenant. So we will see some other examples as well.